Today we're going to make easy lasagna. Are you ready? All right, here we go. Let's get all of the utensils and pans that we need. So follow this down here. We'll take out the large saucepan for browning the hamburger. Okay, down here, actually we don't really need a mixing bowl for this, and I like to use this big quart measuring cup because it's easy to pour. And then follow me this way. This is where our main utensil drawer is for breaking up the hamburger. We use this. And for mixing in the pan, when I mix in the sauce, I like to use a wooden spoon. You want to make sure you use either a wooden spoon or these plastic ones. Don't use anything metal on these pans. All right, you either use the 1 cup or the 2 cups. Okay. Let's get out the ingredients. We're going to come into the pantry, and we need spaghetti sauce. All right. We need lasagna noodles right here. All right. Why are those falling out all over? Oh well. Okay. We're going to need some dairy products from the fridge. Come on in and look in the fridge. We have our cheeses in here. So we need mozzarella cheese, that's the white cheese. And we need cottage cheese, or you can use ricotta, but cottage is cheaper, so that's why I use that. Plus I like it better. And then we're going to need some eggs, and the eggs are up here. Okay? Okay, over here are the spices. I like to use an Italian seasoning to add a little bit more to the salsa. Italian seasoning is this one on top. Salt and pepper you can just use there if you want. I like to add a little bit of garlic powder from here. Minced onions. Okay. You also need meat. And sometimes the meat is frozen, and you would have to get that from the basement freezer. And it would have to be thawed ahead of time, either the night before or you can take it out in the morning. But we're going to try to keep the meat in the fridge also, and I'll have it right here. So ground beef. It's 1.5 pounds of ground beef. There we go. Now we need to preheat the oven for 350. Here's how the oven works. Come closer, please. Okay, bake. Click on bake. It automatically does 350. If you need to go higher, you hit the temperature up here. If it needs to be lower, you go down here. But it's 350 for this one, and you put start. Goes on preheat. Probably will take about 10 minutes to heat. Once you hear it beep, then you're ready to go. Okay. This is the book that we use as the base of our recipes, though I changed them a lot. And on page 56, we will find the recipe for easy lasagna. All right. Calls for Italian sausage, but we are going to use ground beef. We have pasta sauce. We're going to be using some water, cottage cheese, an egg. Instead of parsley, I'm using, and these seasonings here, I'm using the Italian seasoning. We've got our lasagna noodles, 4 cups mozzarella cheese, and then we're not going to use Parmesan because I don't have any, and you don't need to use it. And you can use olives if you want to. All right, so let's start with the ground beef. This is easy. You don't need the lid, so we'll just get rid of the lid. All right, it's the bottom one here. Turn it on to light, push in until you get the flame going, and it didn't work. Let's try again. Push in light, there we go, to high. All right, you can keep it at high until it gets going really good. Hamburger, I'm going to do this over the sink. Use our scissors, cut it just under the perforation there. The scissors are going to get dirty with the hamburger, and that's not healthy. So Wash them right away, just open them, but be careful. And then put them down in here, okay? Then you can open this up, dump in the meat, come back over here to the sink, rinse out that bag before you throw it in the garbage. Otherwise it'll just end up stinking. I kind of like to take care of cleanup as I cook, which is a good idea for you since you'll be responsible for cleanup as well. So I rinse that off and we can put that in the garbage. Okay. Break up the hamburger. Or you can look on it. No, can you see it when you're doing it in the kitchen? Oh, okay. Okay, now you see how it's kind of going a little bit too hot, making a lot of noise. We can turn it down to 8. 8 is usually a good temperature. Okay, after you get this pretty much chopped up, you can just set this in here. You'll need to wash that then. And just let that sit for a little bit and come back to it in a few minutes. We're going to go and do the white sauce part of it. And that is going to be using the cottage cheese or the ricotta cheese and an egg. Okay, so browning the hamburger, then you can go on to mixing the white ingredients, which is really the cheese, this cottage cheese or ricotta cheese, and then the egg. Just dump the carton in. This is a 16-ounce carton of cottage cheese. You can do 15 or 16 ounces. It's about 2 cups. And then you'll need 1 egg. Just crack the egg right in there. Whoops, you're not supposed to do that. Alright, and then you can just mix it together. If you want to include Parmesan, you can include some Parmesan in there, but you don't have to. And basically, you just need to have that ready to go. Okay, let's go back to the hamburger mixture. It's looking pretty good. We use extra lean hamburgers, so if you cook this long enough, it'll boil off most of the liquid, and then we don't have to drain the meat. So it's almost most of the liquid is drained off already. We'll just let it go for a little bit longer until there isn't much oil left in there. Okay. This is a good time now to add some spices. So you don't have to measure these out. You can just put in some. These aren't very, because they're dry spices, they're not very flavorful, so you can put a lot in. Same with the mixed onions. They're not as flavorful as your regular onions, so go ahead and put a lot in. And garlic powder as well. If you want to spice it up, you can put in some piquin molido. I'm not going to this time, but that's a Mexican chili pepper. That's really yummy. Okay, and then I'm going to use my spoon now and mix that up. Alright, now you can see that there's not very much oil left in the pan. That extra lean heated up really easily, and I'm going to add the tomato sauce. There we go. You can just get whatever brand you like. We get the Classico. I can't get it open.
Oh, I got this.
Okay. Alright. I can't get it open.
I got this one.
No, stop. I want to show how you open this, okay?
Alright,
I can't open this. Anhel would be able to open it because he's really strong, but if you can't open it, this is what you do. You take the end of a butter knife, go around it a few times, that loosens it up, and then you can pop it open. Alright? There. Dump it in. Forgot one utensil that comes in super duper handy. This funky thing. That you can scoop out. It goes around that edge, so you can scoop out everything that's in the jar. Alright, again, I like to clean up as I go along, so we're going to clean that up in a second, right after I mix this in. I can lower the temperature now. I'm just going to put it on 2 or low, it doesn't matter, because we're pretty much done with this part once I get this mixed in good. Alright, you can rinse this out. You clean up as you go along, super easy, just rinse that off, put it in here. Rinse out the jar because the jar needs to go into the recycling. Our recycling allows you to keep the caps in the recycling, so you can just put it right back on and throw it into the recycling. Okay, under here is our lasagna pan. What you're going to do is you're going to take dry, this is why it's called Easy Man's, dry lasagna, and put it on the bottom. 3, nose to nose. Okay, once you get that on, you can move that over here. We're going to start loading this onto here. Oh, actually, I forgot. Before you do that, I forgot. You got to do the white first. There. You're going to do some drizzling of this. Load it up. Okay, that's good. I'm going to put a little bit extra because the noodles are dry. Then we're going to do this. I'm going to use this big ladle. Put it over the top of the white. Put plenty over the top. Hi, Sheldon. You going to cook too? Alright, you need about 1/3 because you're going to need mozzarella, tear here. Oh, actually, I don't need the scissors. Just tear here. Okay. Usually it's going to be open for you anyway. Let's see. The instructions call for 4 cups of mozzarella. Let's use this 2-cup one for now, just to ladle it in. Fill it up. Okay, there's 2 cups right there. Nice. We'll use about half of this inside. A little bit more than half, I guess. Okay. Turn this off. Up. Alright, put 3 more noodles. The sauce, the white sauce. Some more red sauce. I think I put too much on the bottom layer, because now I don't have enough top for the top. Unless we just do 2 layers. Should we just do 2 layers instead of 3 layers? It's easier. Won't be as good though. Okay. Okay, and I'm saving 1 cup for the top. Smush this down a little bit. Make room. One more. I should have saved just a little bit more white. I used a little bit too much white on the bottom. So that's going to be a trick next time to make sure I don't quite do that wrong. Now we run the risk of these top noodles not being cooked enough. Okay, let's throw in the last of this. If you want to make the vegetarian lasagna, you don't have to use ground beef. You can cut up spinach or broccoli or both. A lot of people like to put the spinach. You can get the frozen spinach and you can thaw it out and just sprinkle it in there, or you can cut up fresh spinach, or you can do broccoli. I've made it with broccoli before. Whatever you prefer. Okay, and then I'm going to finish with cheese. I'm going to use a little bit extra. Okay, I want to cover up all of the red. Now preheating is over so we can bake it. This pan isn't hot yet, but what we're going to use these hot pads for, which we got from this drawer here, you can grab 2 hot pads, is to open the oven rack up so we can set it down. So open this up. Pull out the oven rack so that you can easily put the pan on it, and then push the oven rack in. It's a little bit hard. There we go. And then close the oven. Alright. Bake it for 350 for a half hour. You set the time here. Minutes are down here. You can hold them down and they start to go really fast. I'm actually going to do 35 minutes. And then start. And we just wait until it's finished. Okay, that is easy lasagna. We'll see you in 35 minutes to see what it tastes like. So we have a lot of cleanup to do. I didn't do a very good job of cleaning while I went along, so here's what we have on the stove. I got this in here. Just use this. Clean up all your... I always rinse it out with my hand first. You gotta move a few things to make room. Go ahead and do that. Okay, we didn't use these, so I'll put those away. This was washed, put that away. Alright, this, I get the air out, I put the zipper back on it. This was just a this goes in the garbage, this goes in this fridge. Eggs go in the fridge. Spices get put away. Okay, here's our big pans. This is the biggest mess. Put those out of the way so I don't break them. Rinse them off. them up right away. They're really easy. I usually use my hand to get most of it going. Stop everything on the side. Don't put this out way much because you'll splatter everywhere. Just a little bit. All of this gets done. Well, this one I just used to open up the can, so I'm just going to... Okay. Make sure you clean up extra cheese. If you use this at all, wipe this down. This we didn't use, so that could go back here. Noodles are done. Put them away. Actually, I think we're going to need a piece of tape on that so they don't get dry. Tape's in here. Alright, let's go back in here. Alright, this is recycled, but this is not. So this I threw away. Rinse this out. It doesn't have to be perfect, but it does have to be good enough so it doesn't stink. Again, keep the lid on it because our recycling allows us to recycle lids. Recycle bin. This. Alright, and then last but not least, you put the cookbook away. And the cookbook goes up here. Aha! Found this. This is kind of tricky to clean. You got to make sure you clean it really well because the bacteria from hamburger. Go through each one and go on the end. I like to make sure with my hand that I've got it all the way off. And last but not least, we've got the stove. Dirt that you got on the stove or oil. We go around it. It needs to get cleaned anyway. And then this also we used for our, usually you can just do that and that's usually good enough. If it's not, you can rinse it off and put it in there. All right. When the lasagna is ready to come out, grab your hot pads, 2 hot pads from the drawer. Open up the drawer all the way. Careful, don't touch this part. Pull out the rack. This is going to be heavy. Make sure you're using these ones. Grab it on the sides. Put it up here. Okay, again, be careful not to touch. Push that back in. Close the oven. If it's done, we push off. Important. Off. All right, and then this will need to cool. And you may want to make garlic bread with this, which is in a different video.